Hi folks, so in this video what we're going to do is we're going to be creating a drawing sheet here which is representative for the output 4 part of the Leave Insert DCG project. So I'm going to open my file here and I'm going to click open, and most schools generally will have their own types of drawing sheets. I have one saved here in my folders. I'm just going to open up that one there, and most schools generally have their own kind of I suppose kind of formatted sheet. This is just one that I use in the school here. So if you'll see here, I suppose I'm faced with an A3 sheet, and what I want to do is, let's say I wanted to change something of the things here down here on the bottom right. So what I can do here is, at the top you have all these tabs: drawing, annotation, sketch, markup and so on, and sheet format. Now if you go into the sheet format one and click edit sheet format, usually schools will have these things locked in, and you'll see here I can double click these guys and enter and change them. Now if I click on this icon, kind of like an exit sketch, I've exited my sheet format. You'll see here that I can't actually select anything here. Okay, I'm trying to select things there and I can't. The only way I can select those is if I go into sheet format, edit sheet format. Now this is one based on last year's Leave Insert assignment, Leave Insert DCG Student Assignment 2024. The title would be the lamp. So if I wanted to change this, let's say my exam number was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Measurements on the sheet are going to be in millimeters. I can come back in later on and change the scale, and let's say today's date is the 30th of the 11th. So 30th of the 11th 2024, and depending on the school you might have 1 sheet or 2 sheets here. I kind of think this can all be done in 1 sheet, so I'm going to leave this as sheet 1 of 1. Exit sheet format. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start filling the page. So the requirements for you in your Leave Insert are that you have to put in the detailed orthographic views of the overall assembly. Okay, so we're going to go up here to the drawing, and we're going to go to our model view, and in my model view, okay, I'm going to go to down here. When this opens up, I'm going to click browse, and I'm going to navigate to a folder. Now I have a folder here called the lamp. Okay, and I'm going to go into and get my assembly. So at this stage you more than likely have an assembly done, and they want you to bring in an assembly file. So if I bring in the assembly and click on that and click open, the assembly of the lamp, a lamp has come in there. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to click like this. Once I click, there you can see the lamp has come in. If I move out to the right, it'll give me an end elevation. If I move out to the left, it'll give me an end elevation in the other direction. If I move up, it'll give me the underside of it, and if I move down, it'll give me the plan. Okay, so here are the kind of views. You can get multiple views kind of projected off of it. If I want an isometric view, you can go off here to the left. I can click on this one. I can get a slightly different one here, this one here, and then if I come down here, and you can see they're all linked, and it'll just keep going until I press the escape key. Now obviously once I press escape, you can see I have too many views there. I don't want this one. Click on that and click the delete key, click yes. I do not want this one. Click on that, delete, yes. I'm going to get rid of, out of the other ones, the one that I'm going to get rid of is, I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay, and click. Actually, will I go with that one? No, I'll click no, I'll click, and I'm going to get rid of this one. And click yes. Okay, now the other view then that I'm going to get rid of is, I'm actually going to get rid of this right hand side view here. Okay, I'll click on that and click delete. Okay, click yes, and these are the views I'm going to keep for my orthographic views. Now you can click and grab them and you can move them around the page, okay, like that. And you'll see here when I move the elevation that the other views are kind of linked to it then. Okay, so where I'm going to position my elevation is about here on the page, just about there. And I can pull in the end elevation. If I move it up, it'll move up and so on, and I can pull up the plan. Okay, but when I move the elevation, everything else will move kind of with it. Okay, the elevation is kind of primary one. Now the other thing I want to do then is, really important, in your Leave Insert DCG project, it's important to put in hidden details. So if I click on this object here, you'll see over here on the left hand side we have this little display window, and there's different types of display styles. This one here is a wireframe. Okay, this one here is hidden detail. Okay, this one here is just, I think it's called, what is the name of it there? It should come up in a second hopefully. Move back onto it there. This one is called hidden lines removed, and this one is shaded with edges. Okay, and it'll come in there, and this is shaded without edges. Okay, now generally for the Leave Insert DCG, you do not want them in colour for the elevation and orthographic views, so you're either going to go with this one here or this one. And generally the one I would put in there is the one with the hidden line showing. Okay, just to leave yourself in no doubt without losing any marks. So it's always that display style there. Now, this one down here, when I've accepted that, this one down here, when I click on this one, if you click on this one and put in the color, this one will be independent from these ones. Okay, so I'm going to put that one in my color, click the green arrow. Now, if I look at them, I think the scale of them is a little bit small, so I want to increase the scale on the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this one here again. I'm going to go down here where it says use custom scale. Okay, I'm going to use the custom scale, and I'm going to say 1:4, and let's see how big that gets. Okay, it's gone slightly bigger. I'm going to go a touch bigger again, I think. Click on it. I'm going to go 1:3.5. Okay, that's actually a bit better. I think I'm actually quite happy with that. There's the elevation view. Okay, I'm actually quite happy with that. And once again, you'll actually see that this view has also got bigger. I'm going to put this guy over here. Now, once again, if I select the isometric view, this one can be treated, I suppose, independently. I'm going to say, see where it says scale here? I'm going to go use custom scale on that one. And I'm going to go is 1:2.5 on this one. And you'll see that will get bigger. So there we go, and I'm going to put it in here in the corner. So you can see there now, we've done our orthographic views, we have an elevation, we have an end elevation, and we have a plan, okay? And we can move them up and format them and move them around the page as we want. I'm actually quite happy with them there. And I'm going to fill the page then with other things like, I'm going to put in a bill of materials in a minute, and I'm also going to put in some other detailed views as well. Now, another thing here that you could do at this point here is you could go up here to your drawing, and what you could do is what's known as a section view. So if I do a section view, I'm going to click on that here. The one I'm going to do, I'm happy with this one, and I'm going to slice directly through the middle of the lamp here. I'm going to go try and lock onto the middle there. Click, I got the middle. Click the green arrow, and what you'll see, and click OK, and auto hatching came in, and I'm going to pull it over here. Now what does the section view do? If I click on this, click there, there's my section view. Now once again, once that came in, it'll come in the same size. It's like I've sliced through the middle of the lamp, and it's kind of showing us the internals of the lamp if we took a section through it. I'm just going to pull this over slightly, and I'm going to pull this over slightly, so they're kind of evenly spaced. And now at this point here, I'm actually going to pull this down, just so that the AA is staying inside it, and I'm going to pull the plan down as well. There we go. You can see there it's just a case of moving it about appropriately. I'm going to take this section name here, and I'm going to label it up here. Now you'll see there it is labelled AA because of the annotations here, AA and AA. Okay, so we've got the pictorial view over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put in an exploded view. So I'm going to go up to my drawing, and this is a requirement for the Leaving Cert Output 4. You've got an assembly file here that we're after bringing in, and we've done our section view, which is technically a detail view, and we've got a rendered pictorial here, which is also a requirement. We're going to go up to our drawing here, we're going to go to our model view, and we're going to go browse, and then you should have an exploded view of whatever object you have done. So I'm going to select the exploded view and click open. Now my exploded view will come in. It'll come in once again with the elevation, but I only really want the, I suppose, the isometric view. This time I'll go for this angle of it. Okay, press escape. I'm going to click on this guy and click delete and click yes. Now all I really need is this one. Now obviously, as you can see there, it's quite small, so once again I'm going to increase the size of it. So I'm going to click on it, I'm going to put it into colour, and I'm going to change the scale, and I'm going to go 1:5, and we'll see how that looks. Now 1:5 actually isn't too bad. I'm going to put it down here in the corner. Okay, that's actually not bad there. You could also format it and put it over here, and if you were to move this guy and have it there like that, that's actually not too bad there. Okay, and it's showing two different views of the lamp. Okay, we've got our exploded view, and we've got our, I suppose, coloured pictorial here. It's looking a little bit busy there. Now it's just a case of obviously re-editing your sheet and rehashing it. Pop it up here. There you go, that's actually not too bad there. Okay, you can just move it about as appropriate, and you can see the two of them. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some various detail views. So if I go up here to drawing, you can see here we've also got a tool called the detail view. If you select that, and if you come in down here and select certain parts of it, it's quite easy to do now. Let's say I select maybe a portion of the neck, and I want to show the detail of the neck there. Okay, so let's say I do this. I draw a circle like that, and I click. And what you'll see is an image, an enlarged image of the neck will come up and it will appear. Okay, now I'm going to click on that. It's a little bit small to scale. So now that I have that, I can go over here to use custom scale, and I'm going to make it 2:1. Let's see what 2:1 looks like. 2:1. Now that's way too big. Let's go 2:1.5. That's a little bit better. There's a kind of nice detail of the neck. It's probably a little bit large. I'll come over here. I want to decrease the size of it a little bit, and you'll see it'll get smaller here. Now that's actually much better. I'm quite happy with that now. So there's a little detail of the neck. We can rename these things later on. Okay. Let's say I do another little detail, and I'm going to do a detail of the switch. So if we go up here to the drawing, detail view, I'm going to zoom in here. I want to show them maybe the switch in a little bit of detail. I'll grab the switch there, and there's the little switch. Once again, I'm going to pop it over here. Okay, and I'll go with the same size scale, 2:1.5. That's actually not bad now. Pop that in there. Okay, so there's a little detail of the switch. Okay, and the other little thing then we could possibly do is we could include what's known as a bill of materials. So if I go here to annotation, you'll see over here on the right hand side you have tables, and if you go down here and you select bill of materials, select this, it's going to ask me, I'll actually usually have to tick on the object. If I select that there we go, tick any part of the object, BOM standard is fine, and just simply click the green arrow. Okay, this is quite easy. Click the green arrow, and there it is. There's a little bill of materials that has come in. Now you'll see here, if you want to put in a description, that's the standard one that comes in. If you want to put in a description, you can, but look, I don't want a description. I'm just going to right click on that, and I'm going to click on delete, and I'm going to delete column. Okay, there's a tiny little bill of materials, really handy. And what you can do as well then is you can obviously format it in such ways that you can obviously move these things around. You could click all the text in here and go center. Okay, you could probably highlight the whole lot of them and go centered. Okay, I think it looks a little bit better there. They're all centered. I think that looks a little bit neater. And then you could take your bill of materials and you can bring it in onto your sheet. Now, once again, it might be a case of you may have to rehash your sheet to kind of make it look, I suppose, like it fits properly on the page. Now, based on this, I may actually change these around. Just going to grab this guy. We'll go back with this guy up here. I'm going to move this guy out here for a minute. I'm going to take my bill of materials, I'm actually going to put it in over here. And I'm going to bring this guy all the way down here. You can see then that these guys are kind of linked to it. So that's not bad. I'll pull that slightly up. I'll pull this slightly down. Okay, getting there. There's our plan view. Okay, and obviously we don't want to clutter it up too much, but we've kind of satisfied everything that would actually need to be put in there. Okay, and obviously then if you want to change these, it's quite easy. You can just literally click in, click yes, and you will actually be able to edit that. So let's say there was 2 parts there for the base grip. Okay, there obviously isn't, but you can just double click it and enter it. Absolutely fine. Okay, and you can change up those things. You can rechange names and things like that. So you can see there now we've got the elevation, which is here, the plan, which is here, the end elevation, and we've got our section view here. I'm going to put the section name up there. You can leave it in here, but yeah, I'll actually leave it in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some annotation. So for annotation, I'm going to go to note. All I'm going to do is I'm simply going to start typing. Just click out here, it doesn't really matter, and I'm going to all block capital letters, E-L-E-V-A-T-I-O-N. Click again, click. I'm just going to put them in separately, end elevation. Okay, click, it'll just keep going until I press escape, plan. Then I'm going to say pictorial view. You could say isometric, and I'm going to say exploded view. They're all my names. Okay, press escape, there we go. Now I'm going to take the elevation. I'm going to pop it in here. Now the reason, usually I would have it directly above it, but I'm just going to put it in a little bit to the left there because our section view is obviously going through it. The end elevation, I'm going to try and keep it in line. See the way it'll kind of come in line there? I'm going to put it in here, roughly centered above it. The exploded view, I'm going to pop it in down here. Try and find somewhere appropriate for it. There we go. Try and fit it in neat and tidy. The pictorial view, I'm going to pop in over here. And finally, the plan. And the plan, I'm going to pop it underneath. It's just a case of naming our views. That looks neat and tidy. Now what we can do is see here where it says detail AC. I could double click that, change AC to switch. There's the detail of the switch. Nice and easy. Okay, you can change text height and things like that. I'm just going to pull that out there. There's the detail of the switch. Okay, you can change text fonts and things like that, but that's absolutely fine. I'm more than happy with those. So we've got the switch there. I'm going to go over here and you'll see the names change. When I changed it here, it changed over here. Detail AB. Let's watch this. And I'm going to say neck. And you'll see, once again, just move the neck outside it. And look, it has changed to neck. Okay. I could change these as well. I could call it section and then view here as well. Absolutely fine, but that's kind of written there. I could also delete on that, but that will delete the whole thing as well. Okay, can I delete that? There we go, I actually can. And what I'm actually going to do is, I'm just going to type in annotation, and I'm just going to write in section view. I think that looks a little bit neater than the whole. Okay, so there's our section view. Okay, I'm going to put that in up here. And now the other requirement that we're asked, you can see the sheet is after filling up there quite quickly. The other requirement that we're asked is for some dimensions. So if I go to annotation, smart dimension, and I'm going to start putting in some dimensions here now. So overall height usually is a good one that we get. Now these ones here can be a little bit tricky on the lamp. So I'm actually going to get for my, I'm going to go to my sketch tab and grab a point here. Sometimes it can be quite tricky. You can see here right at the top of the circle here, I'm going to put a point there. Now that I have a point there, I'm going to go annotation, smart dimension, click on the point now, and now I'm going to go all the way down here to the bottom and select the bottom edge, and there we go. I can get my overall height in. Okay, I'm going to pull in my overall height. I'm going to put it to about here, and you can see there, always try and make it centered. Don't put the number up here, try and make it centered, keep it just outside it. Okay, and you can see there it's 44.3. Now what I'm going to do is, you can see there 443.1. If you click on the dimension over here on the left hand side, what you can do is you can actually change it. See this here, it says for tolerance precision, it says 0.12. I'm going to change that to none, and watch what happens. It'll just go to a round number, and I think that looks a little bit neater. Okay, so that's one way of changing the height. Now I'm just going to slightly move my section view right over just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go back to my annotation, smart dimension, and we're going to grab some more heights. So I'm going to get the curve here. If I click on this curve, you can see there radius 124, pull it outside it, don't have it overlapping. Okay, I'm going to do the spacing between the two curves from here to here, and you can see the gap in between them is 2. Okay, it's a nice little thing to show. The arc here at the top, its radius 30.5. Once again, what I would do here on this one is I would go 0.1. Okay, something like that. Or if you wanted none, it'll round up to 31. Okay, if you don't want any. Alright, so that's looking quite good. And now I'm going to go smart dimension. I'm going to dimension from this point here, this line, down to here. You can see there it's saying 181.2. So I'm going to go and I'm going to round that up to none. So 181. And it is rounded down, sorry. Okay, so we've got that done there now. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to do some dimensions. So let's say that we do the height of this line. So there's 10. I'm going to pull it down here actually. Looks a little bit neater. Okay. Let's say we'll focus on the plug here. The outside of the plug. From there to there. And that's saying 47.8. I'll pull it down. Over here. Round it. 48. I'm going to do the overall height. Let's select the line there. There we go. And once again, I'm going to put that in the middle, and I'm going to say round up. So that's 23. Just pull the number down inside the center. It's always about appearances, making it look neat and tidy. Smart dimension. And the next thing then, the prongs, if you wanted to do them, you could. It's not too big a deal, to be honest. You can see there 17, and I'll pull that inside it. There we go. So I'm happy with that. Overall diameter, annotation, smart dimension. I'm going to dimension this guy and see, can I grab the, trying to see, can I, between this one and this one, there we go. If I select the two of them, look, diameter 20, that's looking quite good. Okay, and then the other bit I might do is I might grab this guy can see there, diameter 145. Pop that in there, pull this out. I'll change that up there. So you can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, with loads of dimensions, 5, multiple dimensions. We'll go down here to the plan now and pop in a couple on the plan. So I'll go with the outside edge, diameter 144. Now you're going to have it go this way. I'm going to go with the line one. The next one I'm going to go with inside here is maybe diameter 140. I'm going to try and get the one that's close enough to it. And once I've accepted it, I can move it around a little bit. Okay, so there's the diameter of 140. Overall length of the plug I might put in from here to here. I'm going to go with 50. And if you wanted to do one more, go with the inside one. And this one here is diameter 136, so I'm going to once again change that to none, and it'll go diameter 137. Okay, there's some ones you could do in the plan. No need to diameter anything in relation to this guy. Here you could maybe diameter the thickness of the cable by going like that, diameter 4. Okay, nice little way of doing it. And there you go, there you have it. That should be more than enough to satisfy the orthographic output 4. You'll see here we have our render pictorial. Okay, we've got our elevation, end elevation and plan views. They're all fully dimensioned and they're put in the hidden detail, okay, leaving nothing to chance there. We've also got a section view here which counts as a detail view. We've got another detail view here of the switch, another detail view here of the neck. If you wanted to put in another detail view, you could choose something else. We've also got our exploded view down here. We've identified them and labelled them, and we've also put in a little list of parts that also go into it, a little bill of materials. So there's absolutely loads there in that. Okay, absolutely loads there. Excuse me. Now the other thing you could do in relation to annotation, you could do this where it's say you have something here called balloon or auto balloon. Let's say if I go balloon, watch this. It'll list the number in relation to this. So if I click on balloon here, and if I click on this part, watch this, and it'll come up here, and a 5 will come in. And look, 5 is the lampshade. If I go down here, and I click on this, there's the 1. If I click on this, pull it out, number 4, and you'll see gooseneck and plug. Okay. If I do this one here for the switch set, and have a little arrow coming in like this, there's number 3. The base grip, hopefully this should be number 2. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the one that I'm missing is the light bulb on the inside, which is kind of hard for me. Let me see if that works there. No, because I don't have the hidden detail, I'm not going to put that in. But obviously you could choose a view where you kind of see that. Okay. If you wanted, you could go over here and you could go balloon, and you could click on this guy where we do see it, and you'll see it will go number 6. Okay, if you really wanted that, I wouldn't focus on that too much. That's just us labeling parts. Now you could do auto balloon, but I prefer the method where I do it myself personally, because I just have more control over where the balloons go. Okay, but there you go, guys. That there is an output 4 video showing you how to, I suppose, lay out a sheet effectively. It doesn't have to be laid out like this. Lots of people like to put their elevation in to the side of a page. I've put mine in the middle, and I could put other things around it. It is entirely your decision, but one, I suppose, you have to consider in regards to layout and the overall presentation of the sheet. And you'll see there, even though that sheet is quite full, I've satisfied everything that they would ask you inside of the DCG brief. Okay, there you have it, guys. That there is a video done. All you would do at this stage then is you will go file and save. Okay, that's the video done though. Hope you found that helpful.